Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Monday and it is September 14th. We do have one meeting to tell you about today. We have the United Special Open Meeting, which will be filling the VMS vacancy, and that will be at 1:30 today, and you can follow along at lagunawoodsvillage.com/meetings. Now, on our show today, we do have a Laguna Woods Village update with Jeff Parker. And I was just discussing with him what we were going to be going over, and we will have a few things to talk to you about. Then we will also be sharing with you an avocado recipe later, so stay tuned for that. Now, we'll go ahead and give you our resources regarding COVID-19. We have covid19.ca.gov, and that is where you can get all of the latest information regarding the reopening of Southern California. And then if you wanted to know the numbers, you can go to ochealthinfo.com. And then, of course, the county has their hotline, which is 714-834-2000. You could always go to our website, which is lagunawoodsvillagealerts.com. And there you can see we will have lots of different resources for you on that website. And if you have any questions, you can email them to info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Now, our weather is still remaining quite warm this week, and we are hopeful that by the end of the week we will see some smoke clearing, but we're really not sure yet because it really will depend on the wind patterns and the heat as well. So today we are looking at still a smoky sky, hazy, 88-66. It will be hot tomorrow, 89-66. 88-65. By Thursday, we might have a slight cooling of 87-70, and then over the weekend, we start off with 87-66, but I'm sure those numbers will change as we get closer. Our sunrise this morning was 6:34, and our sunset will be at 6:58. And what a gorgeous photo. Now, that is Crystal Cove Beach, and as you can see down at the very end is where the movie Beaches was shot, and this photo was sent to us by Sue and Jules Anderson. Thank you so much for sending that in. And if you have a gorgeous photo of something around here locally, landscape, please send it in, or if you have some place that you have visited that you would like to share, email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. When we return, we will share some information with Jeff Parker. We'll be right back.
For the sweaty faces and the hidden smiles, the foggy glasses and the sore ears, the determined looks and the muffled laughs. A simple piece of fabric makes a big statement. I care. Let's all do our part to slow the spread. Wear a mask. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Welcome back. Okay, so we have a delicious, easy recipe for you, and it is chicken salad stuffed avocados. Sounds absolutely delicious. Okay, so what you're going to need, you're going to need 2 avocados pitted. You're going to need 2 cups of shredded rotisserie chicken, a 1/4 cup of red onion minced, and then 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons Greek yogurt, juice of 1 lemon, 1½ teaspoons of Dijon mustard, kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper, and then chopped parsley for garnish. Now, the first things to do is you're going to want to scoop out the avocados, leaving a small border, and then you dice the avocado and set aside. Then you're going to make your chicken salad. Now, in a large bowl, mix together your chicken, your onions, mayonnaise, Greek yogurt, lemon juice, and mustard, and then fold in your diced avocado. Now, you can season this with salt and pepper. And then you're going to take your chicken salad and you're going to divide it into the 4 avocado halves, and then you're going to garnish with parsley and serve. So absolutely delicious summertime recipe. So don't forget to try it this summer. Welcome back. Well, we have Jeff Parker here for our Monday newscast, and you've got lots of stuff to share with us today, so welcome back from the weekend.
Good morning, Lisa. Glad to be back.
Good, good. Well, what do you got to share with us today?
Well, we're going to start off with numbers on the COVID, which is good for Laguna Woods, and the trend is good for Orange County and actually all of the state of California.
Right.
So that's nice. So with regards to Laguna Woods, and then I'll go to the chart, we're still at 49 cases for the community of Laguna Woods, which we're obviously a big part of, and 5 deaths. So that number has held steady and now for more than a week.
Great.
So that's good that we're not seeing any increases in the cases.
Right.
As you can see up there, we're still doing really well with regards to the positivity rate at 44.2%, wanting to be under 5. So that allowed the county to go down to the red tier.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's a really, really critical point. And that's what's going to allow you to continue to go down that staircase there of colors. So we went from the purple to the red, and now if we can stay at that 4.2 for a couple of weeks, we theoretically could go into the moderate tier as the next step, which would be great.
Okay.
And as you step down, you are able to do more activities in the private sector. You can increase from like gyms right now are at 10%. At the maximum they can do is 10%, which is not very high. Obviously, going into that moderate rate, they'd be able to raise the amount of people that they could have in there.
Okay.
Again, social distancing, masks, still the critical element. No deaths reported, so that's obviously a positive, although we're at 1,093 for Orange County, so that's still a lot of people that have passed away in the county.
Right.
And so we want to be careful about. But one of the things that is good news is that the number of people in the hospitalization and ICUs has gone down and continues to go down. And that's tracking not only here in Orange County, but all throughout the state. So we're at 196 people that are in hospital right now.
Okay.
And that's below 200, so that's a good trend that we're going. And cases that are ICU are at 58.
Okay.
So that's a real good number.
Oh, yeah.
And so that means our capacity to deal with any issue, if there's a blip, and we really haven't seen that since the holiday. We're in that time period where we'd start to see that, and we're not. So that's the next chart basically shows you that we had 170 positive cases, but 5,000 tests. So as long as we keep that kind of ratio, we're tracking in the right direction. So that's all good news from my perspective.
Exactly. I mentioned before we came on about the age groups. So when you look and see who is getting COVID or who's testing positive, we're looking at a much younger group now than we were before. Now, of course, we don't necessarily know why. I suppose many of the younger generation is just like, well, I'm not going to get it. I'm still going to go to a party and do these kinds of things. So they still be getting it. However, for those who are severely ill and potentially dying, it is still 65 and over.
You're correct. And one of the things I think we've seen out there is when they reopened some of the things, the restaurants, the bars, more younger people got out there and were active. I noticed in some of the pictures of the beaches and stuff like that, you just see a younger age group out there. And that's one of the serious concerns with regards to if they're getting it, where are they taking it?
Right.
How are they spreading it, and are they controlling? So that's why it's so important on the masks, and it's so important on the social distancing. And if that works, you're going to see a younger age group get it, but if they're not transferring it, then we're going to be okay.
That's right.
And then the next step is watching at not for us so much here in the village, but watching on the educational side.
Right.
Are the kids getting it? Are they spreading it in any way? Because that obviously affects going home, and also affects the teachers and all the workers at the schools, and whether or not they're spreading it. So that's real important. And I know with Orange County, they're looking at next week as the time frame to opening up some of the schools for in-house, I'll call it, for the schooling. But I know that a lot of them are still cautious and are looking at staying with until October and November before they get more active in the classroom.
Right, and I don't think that our residents should let down their guard in a lot of ways, especially if you do have grandchildren and children that are within that age group, because if they do visit you, it's potentially could be transferable, providing that if you're wearing the mask and you're doing the distancing, I still think it's okay.
And that's really difficult. Obviously, parents and grandparents, that have children and want to see their grandkids, that type of thing. What's hard about it, probably the most difficult, is the fact that a lot of the kids and their younger adults are asymptomatic, so they're not showing any symptoms, but they're carrying, unfortunately, this virus.
Yeah, we still need to be careful of that. So, all right, good. What else do you have?
Well, on one of the things that we talked about last week, and I wanted to go over it, was we have some new hours for a lot of our activities, our tennis, pickleball, paddle tennis, those type of things.
Okay.
So we're going back to accommodating more time frames. So from 7 a.m. all the way to 9 p.m. So all the way through the day.
Expanded, all right.
To expand the whole operation. And so we're going to be doing that, and so that'll start today.
Okay.
And then the Golf Pro Shop is going to reopen for some limited hours, so that'll be nice. And then we're going to have a sale on some material out there, so if you need to buy some good golf stuff, come on down to the Pro Shop. Outdoor recreation activities, we had mentioned that. We're unveiling that this week. We're pulling it all together. We're trying to get our instructors all lined up.
Okay.
Obviously, they were away as well. And so we have a number of lists: yoga, chair yoga, low impact exercise program. These are going to all be outside.
Okay. Where are they going to do it?
We're going to be doing it at different clubhouses. That's where we're going to be on
the patios?
1, yep.
Okay.
Clubhouse 1, Clubhouse 5, different places where we have outdoor space. So we're going to have, again, the yoga classes, the low impact. We're going to do an aquatic fitness program.
Good.
And we'll use Pool 4 for that.
Great.
We're also going to have cardio boxing fusion class, which is interesting. We'll have that outside as well. Hula dancing, one of those nice ones that you can have. And then we're going to have cycling classes where we're going to take the bikes outside and you'll be able to do your speed cycling. And so that'll be really, really, really nice. More and more activities outside. Unfortunately, and maybe good news, is that hopefully the air quality will improve by the time we're ready to implement this week. Had we started last week, we probably wouldn't have had them anyhow, because you shouldn't be out there in that kind of air.
Exactly.
But it is improving, so hopefully it'll continue to improve.
Well, and we also need to pray for no problem with rain, so far there's no forecast of any rain, so we're in good shape there. Right,
and the other thing that our staff is continuing to work at with the committee and everything is about buying additional equipment, weight equipment, stuff like that, on whether we would put that at some of our locations and have some exercise equipment where you could go out there, versus if we take some of our equipment from some of our gyms and move them outside, if we can do that. We're still not opening our facilities at this point in time, and that's because of just the control element of it. I know that in the public sector or private sector, they're doing 10% of the gym. We just don't feel that the risk is worth the reward at this point in time with regards to the gymnasium, but we are looking at trying to get some equipment outside.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's really good news, and we'll definitely have that information and share that with everybody as soon as we have, locations and times and things like that.
Should have some out to you this week.
Perfect. Good. What else?
Oh, the last thing I just want to mention is tomorrow, 3rd, we'll be having their board meeting in which they'll be looking and adopting their budget for 2021, and that will conclude our budgetary process. GRF approved, United approved, and this will be 3rd. And then we are constantly working on the insurance issues with regards to property insurance and fire insurance, and a very difficult time frame for that, unfortunately, due to all of the wildfires throughout California, not only Southern California, but the devastation up in Northern California, Oregon, and Washington is having an impact on that.
I bet. I mean, just getting people on the phone is probably a difficult process.
It's a difficult process.
Can you, one last thing, would you please address resident services for me? Because we did have a couple of people, residents, that were at our door today, and I had to let them know that you can't come into the community services
Right.
building, so you still can call resident services. So
You
maybe
definitely
just kind
can
of
call them, you can email them. We're in operation, in the morning, for 8 o'clock to in the evening. And then on the weekends, we also have it going through the phone system to our security, or if emergencies, if anything like that is needed, so that we can get to our staff that needs to go out if there's an emergency call, like a plumbing call or electricity call.
Okay.
The reason for not being open still is, again, the COVID-19 and the protections, and what we believe is necessary, not only to protect the community, but also to appropriately protect our employees. And so we're evaluating that all the time, but at this point in time, the community center is going to continue to stay closed to residents, but they can still access us through the phone calls. Resident services is still there. A lot of our employees are telecommuting, but we're still available to them.
Now, also, when they are maybe a new resident and they need a decal, I know that you can still come here
Yes.
and do that, or was there still an option for people to go to your home?
We're doing it here now.
Okay.
We did catch up and got a number of those that we were behind in our total number, so we
Okay.
went out on location, just as you indicated. But now we'd want them to call resident service, make an appointment, and we'll go outside and put it on there. They don't need to come into the building at all.
Oh, great, good. Well, I just wanted to clarify that because, like I said, we had a couple people at the door this morning. So, all right, well, thank you so much. We'll see you again on Friday.
All right, sounds great.
All
Thank
right,
you.
have a good week. All right, when we come back, we'll have some additional information for you regarding Laguna Woods Village, so stay tuned.
Cups, plates, burgers, chips, masks, outdoor air, 6 feet of distance, as few people as possible, and plenty of hand soap. Make sure lowering the risk of spreading COVID-19 is on your list for your next small gathering.
Do your part to lower the risk.
It's important for you to get your financial house in order. And so it breaks my heart sometimes when I see widows that come in with $100,000, $200,000 to their name, and yet their broker has lost $200,000 or $300,000 in the market when they shouldn't even have been in the market. The most satisfying part that I find in working with retirees is when they come in on their annual reviews and the market has had a bad turn, and we know that we can sit down and look at them and say, you haven't lost any money.
Hello, I'm Barry Arbuckle, President and CEO of Memorial Care. This important message is for our patients, employees, physicians, and our community, and it must not wait. Together, we have flattened the COVID-19 curve by social distancing and other measures. Together, we have prepared for the possibility of a surge in hospital patients, which thankfully we haven't experienced. And together, we have continued to provide exceptional, safe health care to a small percentage of patients who have the virus and many others with healthcare needs completely unrelated. Together, we must now focus on renewal. Renewal of healthcare services and, most importantly, the renewal of your healthcare. I know some of you are reluctant to seek care as our community adjusts to reopening. You may be ignoring symptoms or delaying important treatment. This is worrisome. Delays can lead to worsening of serious medical conditions, even unnecessary loss of life.
I'm Dr. Mark Sackwood, Chief of Cardiovascular Surgery for Memorial Care. I just completed a minimally invasive aortic valve replacement. This patient had aortic stenosis with increasing symptoms of shortness of breath, chest pain, and dizziness. Without surgery, there could have been dire consequences, including potential loss of life. If you have symptoms, please don't delay your care. We are here for you.
Oftentimes, conditions like the one Dr. Sackwood just described are discovered in one of our 4 hospital emergency departments. We know of instances in which patients have delayed going to the ER when they needed to be there.
I'm very concerned that patients with stroke, heart attack, sepsis, or other medical emergencies are delaying care. Let me reassure you, it is safe and critically important that you do not ignore the signs and symptoms such as chest discomfort, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, or sudden onset of headache. If you think you may be having a medical emergency, don't wait. Call 911 or go to your nearest emergency room.
We want you to be safe and feel safe. That is why Memorial Care is taking every possible precaution to ensure a protected environment for all patients, whether they're in one of our neighborhood health centers, urgent care centers, imaging or surgery centers, or our hospitals.
Memorial Care hospitals and outpatient centers are once again performing scheduled surgeries and procedures covering many specialties, including joint replacement, spine surgery, gynecological procedures, and many others. And we are taking many extraordinary precautions. All individuals entering any of our facilities are screened for symptoms, their temperature is taken, and a mask is provided. All surgical patients are tested for COVID-19 before their surgery. Waiting areas have been reconfigured for social distancing, and we continue to follow the most stringent compliance with disinfecting and cleaning of all equipment and spaces.
These types of precautions are taken in all of Memorial Care's locations, regardless of the service being provided. And remember, most health care isn't provided in a hospital. Memorial Care offers the greatest number of options for outpatient, neighborhood-based centers in our region. You can have your primary care and urgent care visits in person or virtually. Outpatient surgeries and imaging tests can also be performed in any number of our outpatient centers.
All of our outpatient centers stand ready to care for you. Whether your child needs a vaccination, you have a chronic condition like diabetes or high blood pressure, or whether you need an imaging procedure for a sports injury. Whatever your need, we're here.
Memorial Care is deeply committed to providing our employees, our physicians, and our community with exceptional and safe health care today and every day. Please don't neglect your health. You can rely on us as you always have. Thank you for the trust you place in Memorial Care and the honor of serving you.
It was just a get-together with friends. No big deal. Everybody felt fine. Now, I'm super sick. Everyone is sick. I just wish we had been more careful. It would have been easier than this. So wear a mask. Do what you can outside. Stay 6 feet apart. Because some things you just can't take back.
Do your part to lower the risk.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. Today, we're talking with Dr. Christine Chung of 7-Day Dental. Today's topic is bad breath. Doctor, what do we need to know about bad breath? Mom.
Oh, sorry. Bad breath is caused by poor oral hygiene, which eventually leads to dental, gum disease, and decay. It's an easy fix.
Thank you, doctor. So don't wait, people. Come on in and get your 7-Day Dental smile.
Summer is here. Diane's Hallmark has everything you need to make summer cool. From clothing to jewelry to unique one-of-a-kind gifts, Diane's Hallmark is the place to go. Diane's also has a large religious section as well. Come in today to see it all. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Walmart Shopping Center.
Welcome back. Well, Monday, today we have a movie for you, and it's one of my all-time favorites, Grease. And it is a great, great flick, and it stars John Travolta and all of the other people that you know. So experiencing the friendships, romances, and adventures of a group of high school kids in the 1950s. Welcome to the singing and dancing world of Grease, the most successful movie musical of all time. A wholesome exchange student who is Olivia Newton-John, and a leather-clad Danny Zuko, John Travolta have a summer romance, but it will cross click lines. So you can see that at 2 and 6 p.m. today, and that is brought to you by Harvard Eye Associates. So enjoy that flick, and I'm sure you will just sing along and have a good time with that. All right, let's take a look at some other information that we have that's still going on, even if you have nothing else to do at home. We've got the Segerstrom Center of the Arts, which is Center at Home. So the Segerstrom Center of the Arts will continue and keep you connected to the arts through their website and social media accounts. They feature past and new videos from a broad spectrum of the performing arts, as well as distant learning educational programs. And make sure you check out their website. And you can do Learn at Home, you can do the Gillespie School, School of Music and Dance, and then the Performing Highlights, and then the Center. And that is all available at videos.scfta.org. All right, great. And then the Festival of Arts, I just want to remind you, I know it's really difficult. The Pageant of the Masters was a really great highlight of what we used to do over the summer. So now they have things on their social media as well as website, and it's foapom.com, and then you could follow them at Festival Pageant on their social media as well as online. So you can catch up with all the latest artistic things that are going on there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather, which I mentioned earlier is warmer than we actually anticipated it to be. So we're looking at a today high of 88.66, and it is still smoky out there, so do be careful when you're outside. 89.66 tomorrow, Wednesday 88.65, Thursday 87.70, and then over the weekend we are still looking at 87.66. Potentially the smoke might be clearing by Thursday, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. And you can join us again here tomorrow at 9 a.m. and we will have great new information and new interviews for you on this day. But today, if you wanted to watch us again, you can see us at 12:30 and then again at 5. Have a great day in the village. Happy Monday. Stay healthy, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Do you know how secure your money and personal information will be on your next real estate transaction? Escrow Options Group is the only escrow company trained by the FBI on fraud. We also carry cyber fraud protection and have received the largest industry security measure, the SSAE certification. Ask your real estate professional to open escrow with Escrow Options Group to ensure the protection of your funds and personal information on your real estate transaction.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beto, Doctor of Physical Therapy.
And I'm Michelle, an occupational therapist.
Did you know that Medicare covers essential healthcare workers like physical therapists?
And occupational therapy to come to your home.
We can help increase your strength, balance, decrease your pain, and get you back to living your best life.
All from the safety of your home.
Call us today to see if you qualify, and we'll bring the care to you.
RadNet is the nation's largest outpatient medical imaging network, providing thousands of imaging procedures each day. RadNet has recently been asked by local hospitals to help provide outpatient imaging services for their patients, and RadNet is committed to supporting those needs. We are available to take your calls and schedule your appointments. To schedule an appointment online, visit myradiologyconnectportal.com or visit our website at radnet.com